The teasers dropped. The fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. A golf club repeatedly striking the bulletproof glass of YG Entertainment. Millions of broken hearts. And a 10th anniversary that became a literal disaster.
Welcome to StarScope K-Report.
Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
Welcome back to this custom-tailored deep dive, guys. We are, so thrilled to have you sitting right here in the room with us today because, well, we have a lot to talk about.
We really do.
Our mission today is to just completely unpack this massive headline that has practically set the internet on fire all week. It's the anniversary disaster and, of course, Jennie's final tearful message to fans.
Right, and to really understand the tears, we first have to examine the physical manifestation of the fandom's rage, because it got real.
Oh, it got so real. We're going to look at how a decade of just absolute global dominance culminated in one of the most chaotic, heart-wrenching weekends in K-pop history. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's get into the timeline.
I want you to picture the scene. It's August 7th, 2026. Mopogu, Seoul. It's late at night, and the neon city lights are reflecting off the massive, imposing glass doors of the YG Entertainment headquarters.
Setting the scene, I like it.
Right. And suddenly, a woman steps out of the shadows. And she isn't holding a glowing fan light stick to cheer on her bias.
No, she's not.
She's holding a golf club. And she just charges the glass doors, violently swinging the club. Whack, whack, whack. Security literally has to physically intervene and tackle her to stop her from pushing inside.
It's an incredibly intense visual.
It is. And while police haven't officially confirmed her identity for the fandom, this terrifying image instantly became the physical embodiment of a community at an absolute boiling point.
Yeah, it perfectly encapsulates the frustration that had been bubbling under the surface for months, honestly. But to understand that rage, you have to look at the catalyst.
The spark.
Exactly. The spark that set this off was an official notice posted on the fan platform Weverse on August 6th. This was a sudden announcement for a highly exclusive meet-and-greet event to celebrate the group's massive 10-year anniversary.
Which sounds great, right?
It does until you look at the timeline. The glaring, unforgivable issue here is that the announcement was made exactly 2 days before the August 8th anniversary date.
2 days. You have to seriously think about that for a second. I mean, inviting just 40 people to a 10-year anniversary for the biggest girl group in the entire world with a 48-hour notice.
It's unheard of.
It's beyond frustrating. It's like throwing a stadium-sized wedding and, only inviting your mailman.
That is a great analogy.
Right, because international fans who have supported them for a decade were completely locked out. People with jobs or lives or who needed to book international flights to Seoul had zero chance. It was a 48-hour scramble that just felt like a snap in the face.
And the restrictive entry requirements only added fuel to that fire. The agencies didn't just say, first come, first served.
Oh, of course not.
To even enter the raffle for those incredibly limited 40 spots, fans needed to prove they had an active paid Weverse membership as of July 31st.
Which is completely wild, because the group had essentially been on a massive hiatus on that platform for well over a year.
Right, there were no regular posts.
No live streams, no behind-the-scenes content, nothing. So naturally, millions of rational fans had let their paid subscriptions lapse. Why pay for a service that isn't providing anything?
Makes perfect financial sense.
Exactly. But because they did the logical thing, they were automatically locked out of even trying to see the group.
It really highlights a massive disconnect between corporate expectations and fan reality. And the contrast in preparation was what really angered the community. Just a day before this rushed announcement for the fan event, YG's merchandise division rolled out a highly prepared luxury commercial collaboration with the National Museum of Korea.
Oh my gosh.
It featured incredibly detailed custom traditional fans and combs.
Right. So the corporate merch drop, the thing designed to basically extract money from the fans, was planned months in advance to absolute perfection.
Exactly.
But the actual human interaction with the fans felt like a total afterthought. And then, we have to talk about the rice cake incident.
We do.
Because domestic netizens, the K-netz and international fans were completely united in their shock over this. The 40 lucky attendees were given a traditional rice cake that reportedly cost about 6,900 won, which is roughly, what, $5?
Yeah, about $5. Now, context here is crucial. In Korean culture, handing out rice cakes, specifically teak, is a very standard, polite gesture to celebrate a milestone or a move.
Sure.
It's supposed to symbolize sharing joy with your neighbors or community.
But let's be clear here. The fans weren't mad about the price tag of a $5 rice cake. They weren't like expecting diamond necklaces.
No, not at all.
They were mad about what it symbolized in this specific context. It symbolized a complete lack of care, a lack of preparation for a literally once-in-a-lifetime milestone. It felt like a multi-million-dollar corporation dug into its pocket for spare change on the way to the event.
And that's not even the wildest part of this comeback. Just wait until you hear the behind-the-scenes scramble that almost kept a member from attending at all.
Oh, man. Guys, if you love staying updated on your bias and all things KT, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report because we've got even bigger scoops ahead as we unravel this mess.
So bringing us to the event itself on August 8th, the physical backlash, like the golf club incident, and the intense online scrutiny forced a rapid, panicked course correction from the agencies involved.
They were definitely sweating.
Oh, absolutely. And despite rampant rumors swirling on social media that Lisa, the group's maknae, would be absent due to heavy overseas commitments and, sightings of Rosé in Los Angeles just days prior, all 4 members did indeed attend the event at the National Museum of Korea.
Which, as a fan, gives you this initial rush of relief, like, oh my gosh, they are together.
Yeah.
And their visuals are stunning. As always.
Way.
But then you look at the actual interaction. It was so fleeting. After all that buildup, all that drama, they did a group live stream that lasted only about 10 minutes.
Yeah, just 10 minutes.
10 minutes. After years of waiting, the fandom's heartbreak was just palpable. If you are listening to this right now and you are part of any major fandom, you know that nobody was demanding a massive stadium comeback.
Right. They weren't expecting a huge concert.
Exactly. They didn't expect a sudden drop of a new single that would score a perfect all-kill on the charts. They just wanted time, an hour to sit down, look back at the memories, and connect. Jennie even mentioned on the stream that live streaming felt awkward after 10 years, which just highlighted how painfully rare these group interactions have become.
And that brevity is exactly what led to a highly emotional climax later that evening. The members clearly felt the weight of the disappointment. Jennie later took to Weverse to post a tearful, heartfelt message.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
She wrote, "This anniversary feels like a day filled with regret." She acknowledged the intense ups and downs of the past 10 years, stating, "Thanks to you all, I was able to achieve so many dreams."
As a fan, watching them cry, you feel that deep, raw emotion. You feel the sincerity. It breaks your heart because you know they care. But a cynical part of me, looking at how calculated the K-pop industry is, wonders if there's a playbook for this.
What do you mean?
Like, is there a specific crisis management tactic at play when an idol sheds tears online?
There actually is a fascinating academic framework for this. Researchers like William L. Benoit study what's known as image repair theory.
Image repair theory.
Yeah, basically it's how public figures navigate PR disasters. And when you combine that with researcher Al-Sharif's concept of the emotional appeal, you get a very clear picture of K-pop cancellation culture.
Oh, wow. Okay, break that down for us.
Well, in the Korean entertainment industry, a public clarification isn't just about stating facts. It's a complex crisis management strategy. Idols use apologies, tears, expressions of weakness, and specifically handwritten letters to pacify and negotiate their close relationships with fans.
Ah, the handwritten letters. Always.
Right. It's about adhering to deep cultural norms of sincerity and humility.
So you're saying that by showing tears and expressing regret, Jisoo and Jennie were basically utilizing these exact strategies to calm the waters. Like they are validating the fans' disappointment to protect their own image.
I wouldn't call it purely cynical manipulation, but it is a learned behavior within the industry. Benoit's theory outlines strategies like mortification, which is confessing and begging forgiveness, and reducing offensiveness by reminding the audience of their shared positive history.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Jennie bringing up the dreams they achieved together is a textbook example of that.
I hear that, but I have to push back a little here. Does a perfectly executed emotional appeal actually fix the problem?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right. Because as a fan, you appreciate the handwritten letter, sure. But if the structural issues keeping the group apart remain completely unchanged, the apology feels like a beautifully written card attached to a ticking time bomb. The logistical fractures are still there.
You might see it as a PR band-aid, but from their perspective, it's a genuine plea for grace in an impossible situation. Jennie seemed acutely aware of the intense scrutiny her tears would bring, which is why she followed up with a very specific plea.
What did she say?
She explicitly asked fans not to attribute multiple meanings to her crying. She stated she was simply moved by the 10 years they had spent together and begged for an end to the speculative rumors.
She was trying to do damage control.
Exactly. She was actively trying to protect the purity of the milestone from the corporate chaos surrounding it.
Well, later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist regarding their agency contracts that nobody saw coming. Because the corporate chaos she was trying to hide is actually the most fascinating part of this whole story.
Which brings us directly to the logistical nightmare that caused this rushed 10-minute assembly in the first place.
Yes, let's get into the business side.
Because the tears were genuine, sure, but they couldn't mask the reality of the business. A recent exclusive report by Dispatch revealed the underlying mechanics of why coordinating this group is nearly impossible now.
Right, because they aren't just 4 young trainees living in a cramped dorm following orders anymore. They are global titans of the industry.
Exactly. To understand this, we need to quickly break down how K-pop contracts work. The industry standard, enforced by Korea's Fair Trade Commission, is a 7-year exclusive contract.
Ah, the dreaded 7-year curse.
Exactly, where groups disband or members leave. Blackpink survived that hurdle, but with a massive caveat. Following the expiration of their individual exclusive contracts with YG Entertainment in late 2023, they decided to manage their solo careers independently.
Which means the members are now managed by 4 completely separate agencies.
Right.
You have Jennie's Atelier, Lisa's Lloud, Jisoo's Blissoo, and Rosé's The Black Label. That is 4 different CEOs, 4 different PR teams, 4 different strategic visions.
And here is the mechanism that paralyzes everything. YG Entertainment only holds the intellectual property rights, the IP, for the group as a whole.
Okay, so they own the brand.
Exactly. They own the name, the back catalog, the branding. So planning anything as the group requires sign-off from 4 distinct corporate entities plus YG.
It's a literal 4-agency dilemma. It's like 4 different master chefs trying to bake one massive anniversary cake. But they all work in different kitchens across different time zones, and literally none of them share the same recipe book.
That is a very accurate way to look at it.
Right. YG owns the name of the bakery, but the chefs are off running their own Michelin star restaurants. How do you ever get them in the same room to bake?
You basically don't. Because IP ownership means YG can't just mandate an event without the members' individual agencies agreeing to the schedule. And according to the Dispatch report, this whole 10th anniversary event was slapped together because 2 of the members pushed incredibly hard to attend at the very last minute.
Wow.
Yeah, that forced the other 2 members to frantically clear their massive global schedules with less than 24 hours notice.
I can't even imagine the panic behind the scenes. They were actively negotiating with the National Museum of Korea, which is a venue that sees, 40,000 visitors a day?
Easily.
Trying to secure a private room while the clock was literally ticking down to 0, it sounds incredibly stressful for everyone involved.
It highlights a massive shift in leverage. YG Entertainment had reportedly put forward multiple proposals for the anniversary well in advance, but communication between the solo agencies and YG was, according to insiders, less than smooth.
I bet.
The member solo agencies simply prioritized their own massive projects.
And for the fans, this is the ultimate heartbreaking frustration. You are watching these women who possess unparalleled talent prioritize their highly successful solo careers while the group entity just suffers in silence.
The contrast is pretty stark.
It's huge. You look at their solo achievements over the last year. Jisoo dropping her highly anticipated EP, Emertage. Jennie releasing her studio album, Ruby, which sold over 1 million copies globally and had singles breaking records on the UK charts.
Incredible numbers.
Plus, Jennie and Lisa absolutely dominating solo stages at Coachella. They're thriving individually, they're agile and unstoppable on their own. But as a group, it's an endless waiting game trapped in corporate red tape.
The logistics have undeniably hampered their group output. If we connect this to the bigger picture, look at the disaster of their 3rd group EP deadline.
Oh, don't remind me.
YG blamed the delay on final stage work to raise its quality. But if you look at the mechanics of the 4-agency split, it's clear the delay was likely contractual gridlock.
Makes total sense now.
The reality is, it was released half a year late. And tragically, the mini-album leaked in full before it even officially dropped. Because of the schedule conflicts, there was almost 0 promotion for it.
Which feels like such a disservice to the music. And it brings up a terrifying prospect for the fandom.
It does. Blackpink's overarching group contract with YG for group activities is reportedly nearing expiration again, and formal discussions regarding a renewal haven't even officially begun.
That is so stressful.
Industry insiders believe this incredibly chaotic, poorly managed 10th anniversary could heavily impact those renewal negotiations. I mean, if YG can't even manage a smooth anniversary, why would the members sign over their group rights again?
It really breaks your heart to hear music critic Lim Hee-yeon's assessment of the situation. He gave this brutal but honestly very realistic quote to the press.
What did he say?
He said, paradoxically, the group might mean less to the members themselves than it does to people watching from outside or to the fans. Ouch is right. For the fans who have dedicated a decade of their lives, their money, and their emotional energy to this fandom, feeling like you have to be grateful for the absolute bare minimum, a 10-minute stream and a $5 rice cake, is a profound tragedy.
It certainly is a pivotal moment for K-pop supergroups as a whole. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as we follow these incredibly high-stakes contract negotiations closely.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, and for the future of the Hallyu wave?
We need to zoom out a bit.
Exactly. We're zooming out from this specific anniversary to look at the broader reality. A milestone that should have celebrated a decade of historic, record-breaking history instead became a magnifying glass. It highlighted the deep fractures of a group that has simply outgrown its original mold.
It's the ultimate paradox of success in the K-pop industry. When an agency meticulously builds a group to be global superstars and they actually achieve that monumental goal, the individual members become entities that are simply too large, too powerful, and too wealthy to easily contain within the original restrictive group structure.
It's like they built a machine they can't control anymore.
Exactly. The very success the agency engineered is what ultimately tears the group apart.
Which leaves you with a really provocative question to mull over tonight. Think about your own bias. Think about the K-pop groups you love right now, who are in their third or fourth year.
It's going to happen to them too.
If a group's ultimate success inevitably leads to massive, uncontrollable solo stardom for its members, is a true group legacy even possible to maintain in the modern industry? Or are these 10-year anniversaries destined to become forced, awkward corporate obligations rather than genuine, heartfelt celebrations of music and fandom? It's something every fan is going to have to reckon with.
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.